What would be the perfect predator to humans? Late on a snowy night in Vermont, an elderly couple heard 3 loud knocks on their door. Unnerved at the sudden intrusion, the couple went to open their door where they saw 2 children, a boy and a girl, almost as white as the snow behind them, dressed in nothing more than jeans and a hoodie. "Our parents will be here soon. May we come in?" the girl asked. Neither of the children made eye contact with the couple, but it was so late and so cold, the couple let the children into their home to settle in their living room while the wife made some hot cocoa. "Why are you out so late? Where are your parents right now?" the husband asked, though he received no answer from the children. One of their 4 cats hid, eyes wide as it stared at the children, with low growls and hisses. When the wife returned with the beverages, the children looked over at her. "May we please use the restroom?" It was then when she noticed their eyes, black orbs darker than a bottomless pit from lid to lid. After her shock, she noticed her husband with his hands covering his face. Directing the children to the bathroom, she then went to aid her husband, who asked with a trembling voice, "Did you see their eyes?" When he uncovered his face, his hands were full of blood that gushed from his nose like a river. The couple were filled with a sense of unsettling dread, their hair standing on the back of their neck as they felt like deer trapped by a pack of wolves in their own home. Before the wife could answer, the house fell into complete darkness, the power having suddenly gone out. Down at the end of the hallway, the wife heard the children utter, "Our parents are here," as they walked back to the door and outside, without acknowledging the couple as they left. Soon after, the power came back, and the couple never saw the children again. Over the next few weeks, terrible tragedies occurred for the couple. 3 of their cats went missing, and the 4th was found dead in a pool of its own blood without explanation. Finally, the husband, who kept having horrible nosebleeds, finally went to the doctor, where he was diagnosed with an incredibly aggressive skin cancer. The wife, too, noticed that she was beginning to suffer from headaches and her own nosebleeds. Coincidence? Maybe. But the couple would always think back on those children they had let into their home that one dark night. Those black-eyed children. Hello everyone, and welcome to Wicked Encounters, where we explore just what goes bump in the night. I'm your host, Allie, and today we're going to discuss the black-eyed children, or kids, also known as the BEKs or Becks. The Becks are, well, it's hard to say really. They've been described as internet monsters, but this is only due to their appearance coinciding with the rise of the internet, making it so that the web is where you will find most stories on the Becks. Typically taking the form of a child between the ages of 6 to 16, black-eyed children, as their name implies, have completely black eyes, the pupil, iris, and sclera all completely black. They have very pale skin, sometimes described as potentially being makeup instead of their actual skin tone, and wear clothes that are ill-fitting and baggy that can seem to be from a bygone era, making their true size and age difficult to discern. At times, they are reported as having talons, but this is very few and far between, making it more than likely a fun addition some have added to their version of the urban legend. Some believe them to be a type of cryptid, similar to a subspecies of humans, perhaps, while others believe them to be vampires, ghosts, demons, or extraterrestrials. What is agreed on is that every meeting with them feels off, making the person feel anxiety or dread, which can make their goal of being invited in rather difficult. During every run-in with the Becks, the strange children, usually showing up in 2s, an older and a younger one, will ask to be let in for something rather mundane or simple. "Can we use your bathroom? How about your phone?" They will also ask to be given a ride if their target is in a vehicle. "Can you give us a ride? You need to let us in. We only live down the road," and so on. One of the first documented cases of Becks actually happened in a car. In Abilene, Texas, in 1996, a reporter named Brian Bethel had driven to the Camelot Communications office to pay for his internet bill using the night payment slot between 9:30 and 10 o'clock p.m. Next door to the office was the discount movie theater Westwood Twin Cinema that was showing Mortal Kombat. While writing out the information for his check, Bethel got a knock on his driver's side window by two boys in hoodies that he estimated to be between 9 and 12 years old. Figuring the kids wanted some money, Bethel rolled down his window when he was filled with an overwhelming sense of fear as he first looked upon these seemingly normal children. The children explained to him that they had come to see the Mortal Kombat movie, but they had left their money at home, so they wanted to see if Bethel would invite them into his car to give them a ride to their house so they could get their money and come back to see the movie. This whole time, Bethel was feeling uneasy about the situation, despite the two simply being children. When he glanced up at the marquee that was advertising the movie, he realized the movie had started a while ago, and said as much. The two children ignored his statement, simply saying that they were kids, it was a short trip, they don't have any weapons, please just give us a ride. That was when Bethel noticed their eyes, black as starless nights as they stared at him, and that fear and anxiety that gripped him compounded as he looked at these two beings. Though internally his fight-or-flight instinct was in overdrive, he was able to keep his cool and calmly say he wouldn't be able to help them, as he rolled up his window and put his car in reverse. The children didn't stand idly by as one banged angrily on the window, exclaiming that they couldn't come in unless he told them it was okay to. This did nothing to put Bethel at ease, and he quickly left the parking lot with the two children far behind him. When he got home, Bethel sent emails to a few of his friends about his encounter with these terrifying children, who in turn sent it to others, and so on. Before Bethel knew it, his encounter with the strange creatures had gone nationwide.
You've got mail.
And he was being contacted by people all across the country, sharing their own experiences with the black-eyed children, helping them become one of the first legends to spread solely through the internet, giving the black-eyed children their reputation as the first internet monster. Black-eyed children always ask to be let in. Specifically, they mention how they can't come in unless they're invited, which is where the idea of them maybe being a type of vampire comes from, though they are never said to drink anyone's blood or cause actual harm to a person who witnesses them. In fact, most instances where the person has had an elongated meeting with them or have let them into their car or home seem to have a tragedy strike them soon afterwards, making them believe it's from the Becks. However, they and people who have had relatively short encounters have all said that they are left with nightmares about the children, a loss of appetite, sleeplessness, headaches, general aches and pains, agoraphobia, and many have needed appendectomies afterwards. Some believers say that Becks may be interdimensional creatures, which after the senator meetings and that thing that happened in the Miami Mall back in January, might make it more accurate than I care to think about right now, but it's believed that the Becks may feed off of human energies or potentially the soul itself. Interestingly, black-eyed kids have a counterpart, white-eyed kids. Some people theorize that while white would potentially symbolize a more holy or good creature, it's actually the opposite when it comes to the children. It's theorized that the black-eyed children are actually a lower class than the white-eyed children, no racism intended there, who seem to have superhuman strength, levitation abilities, and effective mind control over their potential victims. At least this is the belief if you follow the idea that the Becks are demonic entities. Many people find themselves wanting to go to church after their encounter. Another bit on that. Remember when I said some people describe them as having talons and me not believing them? Well, that's because most people say that they can't describe the Becks' hands or feet, which is also something people claim when it comes to demons who walk the earth, as their limbs often appear distorted. Perhaps this is why the Becks are commonly seen in hoodies, an easy spot to keep their hands covered. Another idea? Well, similar to the Men in Black, Becks may be alien hybrids. One woman claimed she had been part of the alien-human hybrid program, another doozy of a conspiracy theory I'll talk about one day, when she was 25. During that time, the gray aliens took all of her eggs, And 10 years later, after she had been home for many years after the experiment was conducted, 2 black-eyed children came knocking at her door. When she saw them, she wasn't able to speak, but immediately felt drawn to them as a mother would feel to her own children. When her husband came to see who was at the door, the children vanished and were never seen from again. So what would be the perfect predator to humans? I don't think it's the ones with sharp teeth, claws, horns, venoms, or poisons. Humans as a collective are the most intelligent species on the planet Earth that we know of. While it's true we may fall victim to predators, it's never been to a point that we've needed to worry about complete annihilation like every single other animal has when it comes to humans. I think the perfect predator would be the kind that is able to lower our guard, to tug at our natural instinct to protect our young, and destroy us from inside the safety of our own homes. Black-eyed children come close, and if it wasn't for the sense of dread and their inability to successfully have social interactions with our kind, I think they'd be a good contender. But what do you think? Have you or someone you know ever ran into a black-eyed child before? What do you think they could be? What would be your contender for a top predator against humans and why? Let me know in the comments. I read them all for future video ideas and to see how many other people enjoy learning about spooky stuff like myself. If you want to see what I release in the future, consider subscribing, liking this video, clicking the bell, and sharing it with others. Many of my videos are thanks to suggestions given to me, so feel free to let me know what you'd like to see covered next. If you'd like to support me in other ways, consider checking out my Patreon. I'm going to be giving it an overhaul soon to include more goodies to those who subscribe to it, so maybe check it out. Speaking of patrons, I'd like to give a big thank you to mine. Your support means the world to me. With that, I'm Allie, this is Wicked Encounters, and I'll see you next time. Bye!